Lay off. Hey, welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmentals. All right, Monday afternoon. These guys all of a sudden is like I pulled in the driveway and they're all jumping around. But it is a pretty nice day today, so I don't really blame them. Today probably just kind of a normal feed day, and I potentially might have a buyer for the full blood. Got a couple messages today and very interested. That's good news. And I know I think I had a little bit of interest in, not sure which one, but they said they might have a little interest in one of the black bulls. And Dodge is out, hanging out. He doesn't want to go outside. He's so lazy, which we're absolutely blessed to have kind of a lazy lab. He's not like super high strung, but the bulls are very curious. In the summertime though, he does like getting out in the field and running around and stuff like that. So the only bad part is with all the deer that have come up here, all he's gonna do is go out there and eat deer crap. He gets heart guard and he gets flea and tick every month. We're very religious about that since he is on the farm and is around a lot of garbage. We try and stay on top of that. All right, buddy? Right? Yeah. Yeah. So he's doing okay. He's filling out. He's growing. I mean, they all are doing pretty decent. This little 53 though, I mean, he's a little bit smaller. I told Dad it's probably unless the next bull that his mom has just completely wows us, probably the last time we're going to keep a bull out of her. The bull ruler she had last year, he turned out good. Wouldn't mind seeing what he looks like now. But, you know, just, she's such a small frame cow. She's doing a really good job of passing on that small frame. I don't mind a nice moderate framed animal, but there are limits. Oh, and Dad got our stick of tubing today. So there's a metal shop, well, a metal supply that's not too far from us. So yeah, got a stick. And that's the 1x3 that we need. All right, so Dad is feeding hay to bale night tonight. I'm gonna peruse the crowd and also double check our mineral feeder. Let's see here. Oh yeah, plenty. Hey. Lay off. Alrighty, Tuesday afternoon. Starting out with a bang. I was waiting for Dad, so I started kind of cleaning out the bull manger, and some of it was still pretty frozen, and I stuck one of the forks in there and used it for a function that it's not meant for, which is prying. So yeah, we broke a fork handle. Not the first time, definitely not gonna be the last time. A couple of spots might get a little bedding tonight because it's like 40 degrees today, but then we are dropping off the cliff. I think tomorrow is supposed to be like 12. It's like 12, 20, 28, but then after that, then we go back to single digits. So kind of some traditional January weather. Yeah, so Dad's gonna grab some stalks because it is getting a little bit damp on their area. Nice thing will be is as those temps come down, kind of firm that up a little bit. All right, the bull feeder is at least empty. So I got my workout in for the day. Definitely some spots that were not all the way thawed. Only casualty, 1 fork handle. So looks like I owe the farm a fork handle. So another thing I've been kind of kicking around since we are just a few weeks before calving, was looking at possibly introducing or reintroducing one of the Nasogen products for our newborn calves. So shot our vet a couple questions. She said she really likes them. I said, yeah, if you want to use it, that'd be fine. But she also made a good point. She said, you know, it's really if you're seeing issues with respiratory, but we don't have issues with respiratory. Now, I don't know if that's because, you know, we've been using either the Optimizer gel or the Start Strong product the last 5 or 6 years, which is about what we've been doing. Yeah, I think we did 2 years with Optimizer gel, and then we did 2 years with Start Strong without any other medications. And really, you know, do we get one that maybe has a little bit of a respiratory thing? Maybe. And that's probably a little bit closer to spring, that like April time frame. March, April, when the barn gets kind of full and we get a warm day, get a lot of that humidity in the barn. It's one bad part about that barn's there's not a lot of airflow. So kind of run into that there, but we don't really have a lot of issues like actual illness we have to treat for. So I think we're just gonna stick with our status quo. We're gonna switch back to Optimizer. That stuff should be in the mail. So should be seeing that next day or two. That'll be nice. Good product. Start Strong is a good product. I would promote either one of them. Honestly, the biggest reason we're switching back to Optimizer is honestly just because Sunny Farms, they swear by it. It worked good when we used it. Start Strong worked good when we used it. We're just gonna go back, see if we like Optimizer better. Back and forth, you know, that kind of thing. Both good products. So one thing I can kind of do yet tonight, I want to do a little inner barn scouting. I did order today a couple more of the Deco cameras. I have one from last year yet, and I ordered 2 more because I want to start replacing some of my Zmodos. We'll see about whether or not I'm actually going to take them down, or if I'm just going to try and work around them. Like, this has been like our #1 camera. I mean, it's labeled #1. This is #1. Mostly because I went with pens. So this is pen 1. So we call this pen 1. And then this is kind of where I was sampling out the YZ. I'm going to try, if I can reach it, I'm going to take that down. This is a hose safe, and I'm going to replace that with a Deco. Now, the only reason hose safes were really nice. They worked good. I did not have a problem with the quality of picture and all that stuff. But just for some reason, like, I could not get my dad connected to like the HoSafe app and be able to watch the same cameras. But the Decos, no problem. And that is a thing for us because I need to be watching the cameras, or I need to have access to the cameras, and so does Dad. So that if he can come over and even just shut a gate or just check them out kind of thing. That's all he would need. But he definitely likes to watch. Because if I'm not paying attention, he'll text me and be like, hey, do you see what's going on camera? Whatever. But this is camera 3. This is probably our second most important camera. This is going to get a rotator as well. Biggest reason I'm going with a bunch more rotating ones is because we don't have like line of sight. Like we don't have a lot of distance. You know, you see, some of these guys and they put them in their pole shed. Their pole sheds are like 15 feet high. This is not 15 feet high. That's why we essentially have like a camera for almost every pen. And I want to put a rotator there. But then I also have a Deco right here. And I have I have 2 more of those. So this was part of my just kind of trying things out. So that's a Zomoto, and I got that deco right there. Well, that deco, it's more of just a point and shoot, but that guy can actually pan 180. Our favorite pen to calve is pen 3. Because when you get this gate closed, but when this pen is like this, it just, especially at nighttime, it really lights up this area. But the issue we have is basically this whole space right here. You can't see squat because that's how close the camera is. So that leads me to a camera that can pivot, rotate, and I can look right down to the water tank if I want to. So that's why I want one right there. Pen 4, we really don't do a lot in pen 4 as far as, and pen 4 obviously is our back pen. We call it the back pen. Camera 4 is what hits this one. So this guy, we really don't calve back here. So this is going to get one of those that is point and shoot but can rotate. And I just have to kind of decide where I want to put that guy. All right, just need to shut wires and we'll wrap her up for the day. But as we're heading over there, so something to start thinking about. We're into a new year. Granted, it's only like 2 weeks into a new year and calves are right around the corner. But everybody's probably like, oh, I got to get ready for calving. Got to get ready for calving. That is true. But you also got to start thinking about breeding season, about bulls and breeding, and you know, if you're doing AI, you checking out catalogs. Some of the spring catalogs are coming out. I know, at least they've posted them. Some of them, I know our Select Sires catalog already showed up, which was awesome. I don't know if the Gen X one is out. The ABS one got posted today. You know, so definitely be checking into your AI if you're going that route. What bulls are you going to use? Then also, if you're just doing natural stuff, do you have your bulls? Do you need a bull? Because if you need a bull, now is actually the time you want to start looking into that. You go into a sale, you buying from private guy, or you know, what's out there, what's available. I know there's a lot of really good sales, and hopefully this video comes out before a lot of those sales happen to help you guys remind you. If not, I'm going to throw out a short and just remind all you guys that it's bull sale season, because we definitely have a lot of good Simmental sales coming up. I know Canada guys, honestly, they're kicking off. If it's not the end of January, it's the first week or 2 of February that they're going to start holding a lot of theirs. But I know February, March, you're going to get sales like Hart Simmentals has theirs, Staviks have theirs, Rates have theirs. RL Lime Rock has a sale coming up. Theirs is I think they have bulls and females for sale. In that sale, I know if you're thinking private treaty, Stanley doesn't have a sale, but he does sell them privately, so you can check his stuff out too. If I remember, I'll put a link to his website, because he's not necessarily going to have like a sale thing. But definitely be checking out things like the ASA's website. The link to that one and the Flex site are always in my description, so you can go there and check the sale calls. There's links there, and they'll tell you what sales are coming up and all that kind of stuff, and that'll take you to the best place for the information on that. If you're thinking just sites, like, so you're not necessarily looking for a Simmental, maybe you're looking for an Angus, or a Hereford or something else, I would say I would prefer the Simmentals. Even if you're talking Sim Angus, going to a place like DV Auction is a really great site, and there's a couple other sites out there. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. Go there. They'll tell you what sales are coming up, and they'll have info. Usually the catalogs are linked there, either in a PDF or online flip. And you can look through those guys. But it is bull sale season. Just start thinking about, do I got the bull power to handle what I got, or do I want to start looking for a new one? We're going to stick with Factor for one more season, but then we'll see what we're going to do for next year. So Factor will probably be for sale in the fall. You got to start looking. I know it might seem, if it's late January, February, you're like, I can't be thinking about bulls, but now is the time because the sales are coming up. You kind of got to look at it. You don't necessarily want to just go to a sale barn and be like, can the thing jump a cow? We literally had a couple come once and they bought a bull. This was maybe like 20 years ago. All the wife said was, can it jump up and get the job done? Other than that, I don't care. I want a little bit more than that out of the bull that I'm picking. You kind of want to look at it. If he's gonna breed and he's gonna be the influence on 50% of your next calf crop, if you're not doing any AI, and he's gonna literally be 50% of the influence on that calf crop, you want the best bull that you can buy. So if your budget is $3,000, you find the best $3,000 bull you can buy. If your budget is $5,000, the best $5,000 bull you can buy. But you want that info. You want that backup. That's why we do the DNA test. That's why ASA is kind of pushing for more of that DNA test. Just so you have that info, you got that backing. That's why we get them soundness examined. Were those done to the bull that you're buying? If the bull you're buying was not breeding soundness exam tested, then what guarantee do they have? Now, for us, we only sell like 4 or 5 bulls. That's why we soundness exam test. Somebody like Stanley, he doesn't necessarily do that. But on the other hand, he sells like I don't know, 40, 50 bulls a year. And out of those 40 or 50 bulls, I think one time he had mentioned he maybe has had 1 or 2 over all of the years of somebody come back and say, I had an issue with this bull. The same with Irwin in Black River Falls that we had bought a lot of bulls from, a few bulls from. I mean, he would sell like 30 bulls a year too. And same thing, he wouldn't soundness test them, but he said, I raise them, they get good feed, good mineral, they're in good condition, and they perform. He has the history behind it. So if you're walking in and a guy only has 1 or 2 bulls, what confidence are they going to give you that you're buying that bull? You get them from somebody like a Hartz or a Stavik, or going to Canada from like an Anchor D or one of those big boys up there. They've got history. They've got history of quality and history of performance. So, it's sales season. Start thinking about what you want for your spring and what you want for your breeding herd, and how you want to shape your genetics in your herd. And even if you're just looking at selling feeders, what's that bull going to do for you for like getting a calf on the ground and getting a good weaning weight come fall? So something to think about. Yeah, definitely check out those links and start doing a little homework. Come on. It's fun flipping through sale catalogs. I do it all the time. Hey, happy Friday. All right. Home from work. Done for the week. Feels good. So, brought my 3rd camera out. I ordered my 2 last cameras. Hopefully my 2 last cameras. I did pull the trigger and ordered one of the solar powered ones that I'm going to put up there on the pole. And then the last one that'll go in or outside of the barn. So that'll be cool. Another thing that came yesterday, we got our optimizer gel. So again, we're going to switch back to optimizer gel. We did it for 2 years. And then we tried out Start Strong. Nothing wrong with Start Strong. It is nothing wrong with it at all. Literally, the biggest reason we're doing the optimizer gel is because Dad watched one of Sunny Farms videos and he's like, man, they really swear by it. And I said, if you want, we can go back to it. That's fine. I like this stuff. I like Start Strong. 2 great products. So this year, we're using optimizer gel. We'll see if we notice a difference from using Start Strong. Maybe I'll still order some Start Strong. I had a bottle, but I figured that stuff ain't any good anymore because it's probably frozen and all that good stuff. So I should have plenty I got 5 tubes. So that should be enough for us. Yeah, so we're going to go back to Optimizer this year, honestly, because of the glowing endorsement that Sunny Farms gives that product. So that's literally the reason why. And I did go through their site to order it, so I will leave a link in the description for that. And honestly, I think that was the best price. And they got a whole bunch of other stuff there. I think Cole has on there a lot of the supplies that they use on a regular basis. I'm sure if you're watching this channel, you've probably seen or heard of their channel. Cole has a very, very nice, large channel, and they have great animals. Cole does a great job with content. I definitely enjoy watching their stuff. We did get like 2 inches of snow last night. Little bit of moisture. It's actually warmer today than I thought it was, or that I thought it was supposed to be. So a little corn silage for everybody, and then we'll switch over. Got to fluff up some bales. The other thing I'm going to do this weekend is our dog's getting a little gamey, so we might be going to Tractor Supply, because that's where we take them to get a bath for like $10. They have like the tub and everything there. So I'm gonna stock up on some stuff, gotta get some mineral and things like that. But I'm also gonna grab some Safeguard. We're gonna do a mid-season or a midwinter deworming of our calves. All right, so Dad's gonna fluff up hay. We were just trying to get the bottom end of our elevator free. We thought we had it under a block after we put corn in, but we didn't. All right, I have finally finished everything I need to get done. These guys all had their grain. The bulls didn't get their grain, and Factor is giving me dirty looks because I hadn't given him his grain yet either. So he still gets a 5-gallon bucket of corn silage, and then he gets like, I don't know, what would it be? Maybe 5-ish, 10-ish pounds of grain. And the calves I think they're liking the weather. The fact that it's right around 30 or so out here. But, I mean, I'll take 30 degrees, very comfortable. To conclude, midwinter worming. So, yeah, I haven't dewormed in the middle of winter in a long time. We haven't felt we needed it. And I don't necessarily know if we really need it. This is kind of more of a, let's see what happens. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Do we get a performance boost, a noticeable performance boost kind of thing? You know, we got a couple of steers in the main group that you'd think that they'd maybe be a little bit further along than they are right now. So there's a little bit of that in there. But for the most part, the calves are doing really, really well. So this is more of an experiment than anything else. And honestly, it's not going to hurt. When you deal with Safeguard, that's a fenbendazole product, I believe. So fenbendazole versus ivermectin, they both are dewormers, but the Safeguard will also handle a couple of things that ivermectin won't. I believe liver flukes is one of them. But you can get them in the pellets. It's a feed-through system, so they sell 25-pound bags, and that'll handle everybody out here. The rest of my camera should show up tomorrow. That'll be nice. And tomorrow we should be, actually tomorrow morning, we're going to head to Marathon because we got beef. Half is going in our freezer, and then a whole's going to a guy that I used to work with, and a half is going to somebody my brother used to work with. So yeah, good. So that'll be tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon we'll be in the shop. We'll call this the end of the video. I hope you guys stick around and follow along for the next video, because obviously, like I just said, we got a lot of things going on. So hope you guys like the video. Please hit that thumbs up button. And of course, if you got any questions, by all means, please leave them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. Help us get to our new goal of 4,000 subs by the end of the year. I know we can do it. And as always, thanks for coming along.